It's the mayor's fault.
You're right.
Hi.
Okay, folks. The June 11, 2007 special city council meeting is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. Item number 3 is discussion and possible action on the certification of canvassed election returns for the June 5, 2007 municipal general election pertaining to all wards. Ms. Bridges?
Good afternoon, Beverly Bridges, City Clerk. For the June 5th, 2007 general election, there was an active voter registration of 216,361, of which only 18,301 voters cast their ballots. This resulted in an 8.46 election turnout. The Clark County Registrar of Voters canvassed our returns, comparing the ballots counted for the city's 345 election precincts. There were no unreconcilable errors, making this tabulation 100% accurate. Also, the mail ballots reconciled by the city clerk's office contained, again, no unreconcilable errors. My staff and our temporary election staff did an excellent job, and I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to everyone. The Clark County Register of Voters, Larry Lomax, and his staff run a well-planned operation, and their efforts ensured an error-free election. I would recommend that the City Council accept and certify the canvassed results of the general election for 2007. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions of Ms. Bridges at this time?
Your Honor?
Yes, Council.
Ms. Bridges, the total turnout of 18,301. What's the discrepancy in the 17,9 and the 5,087? Is that like there's overlap?
Being in the results on the canvas. Some voted in Ward 5 that didn't vote the city. You don't always have the exact same vote in every portion of the election.
In other words, they could have voted, Mayor, with your approval,
Yes.
for a council person, but not the judge
Correct.
from Ward 5.
Correct. Or the other
Or
way around,
vice
they could have
versa.
voted the judge and not the Ward 5 candidate.
Are you able to tell us whether or not they were voting in every precinct? Well, it's just okay. We could go through it ourselves, but
I
I'm
believe
just.
there was at least one vote in every precinct. That's why you'll see so many of those insufficient turnouts to protect voter privacy, because there were so few votes.
And how many locations were there for the early vote? I know we had City Hall.
We had City Hall, we had Meadows Mall, and we had, for the 14 days, we had 2 locations for every, out of the 14 days. I think there was 17 locations that we rotated around.
And then for the election day vote, all of the polls were open.
Correct, 121 locations, 345 precincts.
Is there anything which would preclude us from, if we run into this kind of situation again where there's, let's say, one council position and one municipal court position, to have lesser number of polling places?
Yes, sir, we can consolidate. We've done that in the past 2 special elections. We took all of the polling locations and consolidated them down. I believe in the Ward 2 race, we had about 5, and in the Ward 1 race, we had 4.
Because there was some criticism, I'm not sure it's warranted, that perhaps we paid too much in order to have our own independent municipal elections. I personally don't think so. I think it's a good thing for the city to have its candidates stand out and to have them completely vetted by the public before the election day process takes place. But perhaps in order to address the financial issue, next time if we run into this situation, we might want to explore it.
Certainly, we've done it in the past, and we can do it again.
Very good. Okay, yes.
Well, where is the cost? Is the cost in having the individual polling places?
Yes, there is. The largest single cost on election day is your staffing. And every time you have a polling location, you have to have certain staff members present. And that's where your largest cost is going to.
How many polling locations did we have, for example, for Ward 5?
I'd have to look the exact listing to see. I don't think that's in your backup. That's just your returns.
I mean, 30?
There might have been about 30, 34 somewhere. And we could have consolidated those down to possibly 4 or 5.
heard, Mr. Gallegos?
Yes. Al Gallego, citizen of Las Vegas. I voted, my wife and I voted on the first day of when the office was opened downstairs. And I was told, Beverly, and I don't know, I'm just taking this man's word, that same day, Ricky Barlow had brought in a busload of people to vote. One person was not, could not vote, because he was going to take all those people that voted, but they showed their slip to Mr. Barlow. He was going to take him to dinner. One person did not have a ticket, so I'm wondering how that one person got a ticket to get on that lunch bus. I don't know. To me, it looks very. It just looked right for a gentleman like this that's ready for election to bring a busload to election downstairs. I'm very disturbed with that. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments or questions? All right, can I have a motion, please?
I would accept the clerk's wishes as presented to us.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 4 is citizens' participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the City Council. No subject may be acted upon by the City Council unless that subject is on the agenda and scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please stand and give us your name. We'd be happy to hear from you.
Beatrice Turner, West Las Vegas. And if I tell you I'm devastated, I am devastated behind this election I am winning. But you know what? Today that y'all have voted and certified these votes, the law has now been broken. And I want them to understand this. We, and some of the folks from my community, would not sit back and allow this to go on, and we don't make David Rogers challenge this just like he did the Net Boggs McDonald. Devastated, I was devastated behind this and how stuff took place and how we was threatened out there at the poll. Me and Mr. Collins was told, you whether he win or lose, you got to leave town. Well, understand this, I ain't going nowhere and I'm gonna be here. And me and 5 more people, well, somebody already sent their letter off to David Rogers. The rest of us had to get all our information together, and now we'll be ready at the end of the week to submit it to David Rogers. So the same way he did the Net Boggs for being 100 feet out of her ward, he better make sure he got a measure tape from North Las Vegas to Ward 5 to say how many yards he was out of his community to even run. And just to come up and, you know, and tired. I am sick of people that don't live in my ward that can run and represent me and live up in the ridges and everywhere else, but don't live in Ward 5 with me. And devastated, I am devastated. And you can understand this, Oscar. You're going to have to holler Marshall many times until David Rogers make a decision and do something about this. Because on every city council meeting until this is brought to task, I will show up at the city council meeting and never will I call him Councilman Barlow. That will never happen. He will be addressed as Barlow if he get addressed that. Because he is not my council person.
Anybody else, please?
Al Gallego, citizen of Las Vegas. I went to a meeting last night, and that was the great topic. He will never be a city councilman. Okay, now, I'm not going to say anything bad about Mr. Barlow because he's not here. But I'm going to tell you something. For years and years, where I live, most of you know where I live, downtown here, we were Councilman Reeves. He was my councilman. I loved him. I liked his girls that worked for him. I want to be changed to his ward immediately. I do not want Barlow in my area. From the freeway this way, I do not want him in my area. He has never done anything for me, and he will never do anything for me. I don't want him here. Councilman Reese, please, I want you back. I want you back. I do not want that other man that's here. We live in the downtown area. He doesn't even know where the downtown area is. So please, let's do something about changing the wards and so forth in the very, very near future. I really wish, to tell you the truth, that this city councilwoman was staying here with us.
I'm telling
Because
you.
I love her. I've been watching her. Because I don't come to all the city councils because I've been in bad health. I've been watching her and I can see the way she talks and the way she feels about us. But people, do something.
We are definitely.
I need a change. So from now on, I am not gonna say I belong in this ward. The last night, you should have seen the meeting. It got hostile because we do not want him. And I'm not gonna sarcastic here, but I'll tell you what, when he comes to the city council, and you're gonna swear him in, don't ask me to stand up, because I'm gonna boo. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Real bad. If you're in the wrong range, bring that hood in a suit.
That's bad. Construction.
Thank you for your courtesy. I too have been watching the lady representative, interim, for what I would do an excellent job. And I've been watching her, however, I don't remember why. I still take girls to their meeting. They see the old Alzheimer's catches up with you after a while. And regarding the election, which is not my primary topic today, I will speak on something else. But I will add a note to it of truth. At the early polling place where I went down to vote, cast my vote, initially, there were at least 25 or more persons there to vote for Mr. Barlow. They were wearing Barlow shirts, T-shirts. He did not marshal them into the room, but inside the polling area. He wasn't there, but a gentleman by the name of Bill McCurdy apparently was on his campaign. In some voters, that's considered electioneering. And I want to say in all frankness, where people live or don't live in this town, how they do or do not follow the rules or stretch the limits here and there is more or less a common practice among all politicians, not just here in the city of Las Vegas, but throughout the unbelievable state of Nevada. We have a governor that doesn't even communicate and confer with a mayor about a very serious matter having to do with transportation. It concerns everybody. But he doesn't have to by law, not mandatory. But he gives each other courtesy. Now, what does that tell you about what the acrimonious deal will be between different levels of jurisdiction? And the legislature just completed their so-called work product. And fortunately, they came up with something. Whatever it is, time will tell whether it improves the debate. I'll get to my
Excuse me a
actual...
second, excuse me. Is there a class question? Sure. Okay, you're referencing that there's 25 people at the polling place?
At least.
Inside the polling place with
Yeah,
pictures on?
for me, I was right here.
Were they voting?
Yeah.
Yes, Ms. Bridges.
At a polling place, if someone walks in to vote and is wearing a T-shirt, they are allowed to enter the polling place and vote. As soon as they have completed their vote, they must leave the polling place. They cannot talk to other people while they're wearing that paraphernalia, but they are allowed to vote.
I hasten to add,
I thought they couldn't wear me.
I thought you couldn't even wear a pin.
The city clerk, the city clerk was adamant and insisted that they cover those shirts, those displays. The city clerk did not condone or even did it. That was a fact.
I was under the impression that you couldn't even wear, nobody could wear your shirts into the polling place and stuff.
That's correct.
That's what I thought too. Your campaign workers had to take their shirts off.
Campaign workers, yes, but a voter that comes off the street, I called and checked the statute with the state. As long as they walk in and vote and turn around and walk out, that is an acceptable
But
practice.
so whoever wore your shirt though was your supporters, so they get to go in. It's just if they're on your campaign or not, which would be hard to tell.
I know.
Yeah, to conclude my remarks in my last paragraph, Tom McGowan, Las Vegas resident, notwithstanding optimistic claims and assurances to the contrary, the Vegas Grand Prix 2007 was less than fully successful, primarily because we're sited in the wrong location. The resulting cost in terms of socioeconomic destruction and gross inconvenience impacting the lives of local residents and the commerce of local business owners far outweigh the benefits, if any, beyond non-exclusive marketing and promotion of the downtown central business district by commercial news media entities. I recommend all future Vegas Grand Prix events, if any, be sited within the boundaries of the newly opened Desert Springs Preserve. Because of its expansive area, central location, omnidirectional accessibility, historic significance, and its community-based, families-oriented, and educational context is an opportunity for somebody who has the vision to opt on. The Springs Preserve cited Vegas Grand Prix would be the preferred best alternative to a repeat of the gridlock and virtually inaccessible downtown central business district. You'd be able to hang on a few more of your business operators who otherwise would use that as an excuse to leave town. I think you know what I mean. And if you don't, it's not important. There'll be others who'll join in that chorus. The minute another casino loses 3%, the thing about casinos losing money is very interesting because I've heard it say they have something called a program for problem gamblers. In my best recollection, there's no such thing as a problem winning gambler. So if they want to improve their business, all they have to do is loosen up their jackpot. Tom McGowan, thank you very much.
Anybody else like to be heard? All right, seeing none, the meeting's adjourned.
Yeah.
Don't we have